All right, all right. Thank you, LaKisha, for being on Beyond the Panel. This is a one-on-one conversation format, and it exists as a quieter space. It's not about discussion or debate or audience understanding. It's a simple moment to slow down and get to know the woman behind the story. This conversation isn't about explaining what happened. It's not truly about meanings or lessons or silver lining. It's about your experience in your own words at your own pace. There's no pressure to be strong here, no expectations to have clarity, and no need to share anything that you don't want to. This space exists just to witness who you are beyond the role, beyond the loss,
Mhm.
what people see from the outside. So, if you want to breathe all of that in, you sure are welcome to. If not, we'll be question. You ready for the question?
I'm ready for anything you got for me.
All right, cool. All right, so this first question is, before we talk about anything else, can you tell us a little you who you are in your own words?
In my own words, and I've been saying this for quite some time, I am a mother who is blessed with a broken heart.
Mm.
Um, like that's just simple. That's just what it is. Um,
But you have to
of course, I'm a different.
you
I've
can't go
explained
past,
that.
you can't go
I
past
can't just stop right there.
no. You got to expand on that because I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I am because with the situation, like given the situation, and I'm not even trying to take away from the hurt and the emotional part,
Right.
but I think my biggest thing is I want to not only let people know, but let my no, I know myself that even in the midst of everything and with everything that's happened, I'm still blessed. I'm still a blessed individual. And I knew that early on. I knew that at the very, very, very beginning. Um, we can also talk about how I'm a different person now. And of course, I've had to learn and adapt to different things. And, with this, since my grief journey started. But again, I knew early on, hence, so, at my son's service, I asked to speak. And one of the only reason, and it was, everything was so raw then, I was still in disbelief and numb. But even with that, like I knew, okay, look, I need to say something because even in that part, I could still see the small blessings. Well, I considered them small at the time. Then, so it's just, but my heart was still shattered, and so that's really what I say. Like I said, I try to keep it simple, but to expand on it, that's just what it is. Like it didn't nullify anything with me knowing that because the pain still what it was and
Right.
is what it is. But I'm definitely blessed. I'm a mother who's blessed with a broken heart. Like that's how I've been thinking about myself and been knowing about myself since it happened.
Wow. That is
Hmm.
an amazing way to look at that. And I never really thought about it that way.
Hmm. That's really how I feel. Like that's just it. I'm blessed. I'm a mother. But I'm blessed with a broken heart. But because, like I said, I'm not. The pain was different.
Yeah.
Um, almost like no, it's not almost. It was like a physical pain. And then after that, not really goes away, but kind of subsides. You still got a weight on your chest
Yeah.
daily that you can't do nothing about. Like nothing, nothing, nothing. But in the midst of all that, I'm like, and again, it was more clear as time went on. But still, like early on, I'm like, but look at this, but look at this, but look at that, and I just learned to appreciate it more as time went on. That's all.
God damn. Damn, Keisha.
That's all.
That's
That's all.
oh, you just took me away.
Yeah,
Cause
that's all. So,
I can literally see, and I'm about to cry, but I can literally see the growth in you
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because I know, like at first, there was so much, probably so much anger and so much like rage and all of that.
But you know what though? This is what's interesting about that, and you are not the only one to have said this to me. And not to even get into so much of the details of what happened, like the actual, because everything came out later, like in great detail. Like, as Matt, I think I was more angry at what the young man was taking me through, knowing what had happened and what he did, than at him.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel the anger at first.
Yeah.
Um, that came later.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
It did. The anger came later, and
Okay.
the reason I'm saying that is because people were like looking at me like, "Why aren't you angry?"
Mm.
But it wasn't that I wasn't angry. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. But and then when I got angry, I was actually still how can I put this? Mm, disappointed in myself for being angry, even though he did it. He
Really?
did it. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing. That's why I'm like, that's I know that the whole situation is just different. Like I swear to God, um, because I mean, from my mama to my closest people, they're like, they want his head. They were saying things that it didn't even cross my mind, because in my mind I'm like, well, I don't want to send my soul to hell feeling that way about him, even though what he did was wrong. So I never looked at that
Yeah.
like that until later. It was like years later when I was like, okay, now, bruh, now wait, this now it just switched. That's all. The anger and the rage did not come initially. It didn't come till years later, and I just think it's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to call it different things, from unique to just
I mean,
different. It just didn't come right away.
honestly, that is a unique type of situation, of course. Like, eh, and for you to even look at it that way, like,
Hmm.
most people don't find that for a long time. And you
Hmm.
literally found it in a few years. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
It
most,
took a while.
like you said, they want his head and they want him
Hmm.
on, and different things like that. So it's just it's
And
amazing.
to be the most transparent about that, I'm hearing things like they want him dead, like that type stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that for different reasons, but that's not what I'm wishing for. That's not what it is with me. And they actually was looking at me like, what?
Yeah.
Like, huh? Like, do you know what just happened? Do you know? They're looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And like I said, that came later. And this was early on. It was just different. It was just different. That's all.
Yeah, that I
That's
mean,
all.
the not an easy thing to tackle. I'm trying to get you back to where I was. Okay. Goodness, I couldn't get the picture back. But okay. Well, I appreciate that because that like literally not only like helped me, understand that part of you, and then also to be able to see your growth. That's why I was
Mhm.
like trying to hold my own breath because like literally the difference of course yeah, of course it's definitely heavy, but to see how
Mhm.
your process is now versus when it first kind of happened. But then again, like you said, you really wasn't so much of anger towards him, it was what he did. And you know,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
so amazing that you kind of can um compartmentalize it that way. That's
Mhm.
um
Yeah.
so when you think about what you've been through, right?
Mhm.
What part of your experience feels more the I guess misunderstood by others? And it could be just what you just said, how they
Mhm.
wasn't they were trying to figure out why you weren't feeling the same way. I don't
Right.
that could be one thing.
Right.
But yeah, what part of your experience feels most misunderstood?
Mhm. Understood. Um, I would think that the misconception, or just being misunderstood, like everything is back to normal. I got my close fingers up. Like just normal. Um, in other words, like I'm not how I look.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm drowning in depression, but I'm not how I look. But when you start smiling again, when you start participating in life's activities and what was your normal thing, people assume that you're back to normal. And because, you don't look down or you can smile, or it just aids them in forgetting the situation. Not, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, how can that's just it. That's just really it. I just think that
A
they
lot of
assume because it's
they
not something that I talk about all the time. Not that I wouldn't mind. I don't really. I think some people who wanted to talk to me about the situation would shy away, thinking that, I don't know, they thought I would pass out or just not want to do it. When I have no problem sharing my story. I have not a to a stranger. I don't care. Like, I try not to overshare because depending on the moment and who it is. But I think they would. But now that they don't see that, or they see me back doing this, I don't care if they saw me at the bar having a drink, or they see me smiling. I just think that they don't understand. It's just they don't understand. So, not realizing that, you know after a while you learn to mask your feelings, while you're still learning how to function. Even with the overwhelming sadness, you still learn. You're still I'm still learning, and then I've learned like how to function in society with this weight on me, and mask everything. So that I think that's mainly that's the biggest thing to me, that they think that yeah, like everything's back to normal, and it's not.
and it's so weird that you say that because that is what this is about. Like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
this tragic experience, but on the other side of that, how did you move yourself forward when the world was continuing to move,
Right.
but you were still in that space of trying to figure out your way through all of that? Like, life still had to go on.
Mm-hmm.
You had like another
Mm-hmm.
son and a family and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, this is what this is about. Like, people think it's
Mm-hmm.
heavy. The heaviness is going to be there regardless, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
about how you all kind of moved forward, um,
Mm-hmm.
and went back to being, I guess, more functional. But like you said, you had to
Mm-hmm.
ask that. Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
ask that you had to kind of put into
Right.
some type of perspective, I guess. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Which takes me back to the comment I made earlier with the first question about the funeral thing, because we all see that. That's just the way it is. Like, then y'all don't know if you've seen the meme. Like, it'll say, like, after a funeral, after a few weeks, everybody goes back to their normal thing. Well, I know that. I've been on the other side of it too. Not to say you really forget it, but it's just it's not fresh. It's not there. And the people who it doesn't directly affect, of course, they're gonna move on. Which is, again, I went back to why I felt like I needed to say something at the service. And I meant that. And some people received it and some may not have. I'll never know, because the only thing I asked for was prayers. Because I'm like, I know the prayers are working. My point is, when y'all leave here and y'all continue on with your lives, like, I need prayer going forward. My whole life is changed. My whole life is different.
Yeah.
So because I know it works, and I know that eventually the phone calls are going to stop, the visits are going to stop, all of that is going to stop, or at least, it's going to decrease. I just need y'all, if nothing else, y'all just got to pray for me, and I'm okay. Like, that's all. So that was really the main reason why I was like, oh no, they're like, are you sure you can do this? Are you sure? We'll just pencil you in. I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to say this. I felt like I was going to do myself a disservice by not. So I'm going to say this. So that's why I did it. So yeah, that's even more, that's all. That's it with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people always say, when things like this happen, oh, the person is strong, but they don't really realize the inner turmoil that's actually happening to make you
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily strong. I say resilient, but also in a way
Mm-hmm.
of becoming numb and, like you said, masking
Mm-hmm.
like what
Mm-hmm.
happening inside of you, because your physical
Mm-hmm.
look one way, like you said, you don't look like what's on the inside. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
girl, you speak of some facts around here, girl.
Yeah, yeah, that's the truth. Like, you just, you don't. A lot of things came to light later, but again, yeah, that's what it is. And I think that people still, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if that, because at one point when they thought, Oh, she's still grieving. I mean, or she is grieving, not still, but is grieving. Like they could be wanting to cuss me out, and that might have stopped them. I don't know. But like now, now that they think that I'm back to normal, if they want to let me have it, they might let me have it. Like, oh, she good now. It's the time has passed. Like, cuss her ass out, like whatever. So I don't know. I just think that people look at it in a different way, and they think, like I said, that I'm okay. Um, but then that kind of makes me. I think I gotta be more vigilant in what I say and be more just more cognizant of how I react to certain things. Because sometimes, it's nobody's problem that I done had a bad day because I'm thinking about my kid. Yeah, if I project that on because you said you could say something to me and I react a certain way, and if you had said it like tomorrow and I'm not in that mood, I might react a totally different way. But nobody's gonna look at it like, oh wait, she just might be having a bad day. No, they're gonna be like, F you. And they like, cause they done forgot about the whole daggone thing because they think I'm back to normal. She's just being a bee.
Yeah.
Like, and that could be, so I gotta be aware of that too. Like, I don't know, if you're in a funky mood, girl, don't respond to that. Or don't go there. Or just don't say nothing until you know that your head clear a little bit. So because people aren't looking at it like that, and they'll let me have it because you back to normal, ain't nothing wrong with you. That's what they thinking.
So you learn how to
To
pause
me,
in the situation.
I'm still struggling, but because I still let it go sometimes and be like, I wasn't I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have said it like that, or I ain't mean it like that. So work in progress with that. But
A work in progress.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
am.
that kind of goes to the next. It kind of goes to the next question. Talking about the inner
Mm,
world, which is how has your inner world changed with experience, even in
hmm
small or quiet ways? But you know, just talked about that a little bit as well. But if you want to expand on that, you can.
Yeah, my inner world. That's the most important. That's the most. Yeah, that. Uh,
How has that changed your inner
how's
world?
that change?
Do
And
you?
yeah, I have had a tremendous perception shift. Um, I look at things just in situations just differently. Like it's just I just do like um
Okay, I got a question. How do you
uh-huh.
how do you parent differently?
I
Or
was gonna go there. That's crazy that you said that because I was gonna say even with the situations, like it's two different things. Like I'm still praying on how I'm gonna parent when my youngest one gets older. I mean, he's already 11, but I knew that early on. Like I'm gonna have to get a hold of this and get a hold of this soon because they grow fast. Um, but still living in fear and all of that. But if not, like if nothing else, I still try to. How can I put this? What I say when I said like I look at things differently. I don't take anything for granted. Like I try to take things for their full value, and it could be the littlest things. It's things that I didn't worry about that's now worry. Like early on, I didn't even want my kid to go with his dad. Who else you gonna let him go with then that you gonna trust? Like that's the case. You in the house, he gotta go everywhere you go. Like it was just it's just different.
yeah,
Um, and it's not. I feel like it's gonna be more important as he grows and he becomes, he gets more of a social life and stuff like that. Because I just don't know how I don't know how I'm gonna handle this. And I know like I'm working on it and I'm trying to, even if I'm not completely, I know I won't be healed, but even if I'm not completely, I have to do something different because I'm not gonna be able to shelter him with so much. I'm not gonna be able to do things the way I would like. Cause I didn't even want him going with his dad. So that took go. Where you taking him? I don't want y'all to go. It could be something simple.
yeah,
I'm taking him to the Monster Jam. That was my first breakdown. I think I was talking to a grief counselor at that time, and I was like, "You don't understand how I'm sitting home going crazy because he done went with his father and my father to a show that he in DC that he wanted to go to. A whole bunch of worry, whole bunch of so my perception shift. I think it shifted, but it's not like for the as much as for the bad as it was. Like, you know, it shifted. And at one time, it was just with a bunch of fear and doubt and anxiety and stuff like that. Now it's not as much, but
yeah,
I know it's different.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's different.
it's still there, but it's a little bit more silent than it was.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is
Even the times that I want to say something, I want to worry about something, like, so I gotta like get myself together. And even when the thought just crossed me, I'm like, but it still changes the way you look at things, because it does, it has changed the way I've looked at everything, and to appreciate the things I need to appreciate. Like, they always say, oh, it's an underrated blessing leaving the house and coming back. Like, that's true, but somebody just saying that and typing that and putting that on the internet, it's different, because yeah, you know that, but until you've experienced that, like, it hits a little harder. Like, yeah, no, you don't understand. As much as you understand, you don't understand
Yeah.
like that. um Another thing is just my spiritual journey. Like, I've always believed in God. That's not what it was, but you know, um, since then, like, my faith is definitely a lot stronger. I talk to him more, and just, I don't know, just learning how to trust his guidance through the whole thing. And those are my two. That's how my inner worlds have changed. Like, the biggest, just trying to just trust the process and the bigger picture, because it's unclear now, but it is a bigger picture to this whole situation. So that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
that is it. So.
I really I really can't tell you how proud I am of you. I really can't tell you how much I'm proud of you, because it
Mm-hmm.
is definitely a heavy, heavy thing. Like, this is not how the transition of life is supposed to go. We know that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
know how it's really supposed to go. Grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
then kids or whatever have you. And this is why this has been so significant to me, because I've indirectly shared this with a lot of people that we know, like Tink,
Mm-hmm.
Judy, and you, and then so many others that were in my program that also lost their kids. And it just, I just know that a mother's love is like one of the biggest blessings that anybody could get, as long as, because of the love. And I know I don't never know how the feeling is, but I can always tell what the emotions
Mm-hmm.
because, like, watching you go through indirectly shifted me in a different way, and this is why I'm doing this, because it's
Mm-hmm.
important, and we don't get to really speak our truth and show people ways in which we move through situations like this. And
Right. Right.
um
Right.
I don't know. I just really felt like you had a story, they had a story, and a panel just doesn't do the full story. This is
Mm-hmm.
a place where you can really share and get to know who you are. And I don't know. I bring that back to just saying I'm proud of you. So I'm just gonna go to the next
Mm-hmm.
question.
Okay.
Um, so, huh. So what do you find yourself carrying now that you didn't carry before? And I think you've touched on this as well.
Carry this.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know, like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you carry now that you didn't carry before?
Before. And for me, I think this is like a two-part answer. Um, like, I had two answers for one, but they're cousins, so I just feel like it's appropriate. Like, so what I carry, and it's together. Like I said, they're like fear and anxiety. I just talked about that. Um, you group them together because you can, and you should. I'm better, but I still carry both. And even back to, like I just said, like a situation I normally would just give no thought. Like, okay, go. Y'all going to the show. Okay, bye. See you when you get back. Or, just I can find myself sometimes being ready to do something and be like, I don't feel like it, or my plan changed and I feel guilty because, oh, fearful, not guilt. It'd be fear. I'm like, dang, should I have did that? Should I have took Mari instead of asking his dad to take him? Like, what if they get in the car and they get in the car? Like, it'd be so stupid stuff that I would normally not even think about. Okay, you gonna take him, you take him. I'm gonna go over here. If I just change that just a little bit, I start to worry. So again, situations I would normally not even give any thought to just can consume me
Yeah.
tremendously, like bad. And it'll be simple situations. But on the other side of that, I guess it's like the upside of that of what I'm carrying is I know that I carry, resilience and strength too. Because, you know, I think because of the strength I've been able to be resilient. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful for that. So I feel like that's the upside to what I carry now. And it's not, I don't carry everything. I don't everything. That's not a weight. I think I recognize it, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's my two-part answer
But that
for that.
was a great answer. I mean,
Yeah,
like it's
yes,
fear and
yeah.
what was the other one? You said fear and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could
Ooh,
do so much to you until we don't even realize.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I'd be anxious. I even now, this was the last thing I got anxious about, and I had to get myself together. But now I actually will speak on it, like, to my people who know, like, even with Demery, like I said, with Mari, like, it might be like, I might tell him, we was at a basketball game or something. I'm trying to figure out why this is, because it was recent, and my anxiety was so bad.
Mm,
And for the life of me, I don't know why. I don't remember why now. But I was at the point where I was like, and he understands. I'm like, look, call me when y'all leave. Call me, like, I'm tracking the whole day. Call me when you leave. Call me when you get home. Call, like, and sometimes he'll do it. And sometimes he just need to relax. But sometimes he understands why I'm doing it. Because for whatever reason, my anxiety would just go crazy. And again, he's doing the same, the normal thing. So yeah, it's that anxiety. Whew, it's something else. It's
So
something else.
on the other scale, what has actually this was like a whole question that I just added here. What has
Mhm.
what has helped you move through people or even, therapy or just was it just your faith? I mean, what
Well, I was gonna say prayer. That's all. Um, and because I realized that my son's death was is not in vain. I don't know. I don't know. But until I know, I just gotta be patient. But what I do know is that I've been given little nuggets throughout this whole journey to let me know that it's something,
mm,
even though I don't know what it is yet.
yeah.
And I mean everything, like I probably can't even remember everything to recite right now. But it could be the little things. I don't care if it's I wake up a day and God, I'm feeling bad. Like, damn, Jay, that. And one of his friends will text, "I love you." That's not his friend. That's Jay. It'll be something like that.
Yes.
Little things. It'll just be like, "Okay, girl, get up. Get going. Little thing." But I've had so many examples, and that it's no way in this, like, that's just what it is. I've had so many examples. It could be like I said, something that small, and I'll be like, "All right, Jay, all right, I'm getting up, I'm getting myself together." That's happened a lot, and it'll be from that kid that would text me all the time. Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while, but it'd be that exact moment. They don't know how I'm feeling. They don't know how I'm feeling, and it'll be like, "Hey, ma, love you," or whatever. It'd be the craziest, like just the little things. So yeah. What was your question again? I felt like I had another answer
Oh,
to that, so I went
I
through
said
that.
what helped I would say what
Oh, yeah, yeah, just knowing that it's something else. Like this isn't the end of it. It's a reason. It's a reason for this whole situation. I think that it's a reason, and even if the reason is just to help people. It's just in how to help people. Like, I realized after this happened that my son helped so many people, from adults to kids, and I'm hearing things about, not that I didn't think he was a good individual, of course, but I'm hearing things about him that I'm like, oh wow, not that I wouldn't believe, but I just didn't know how he touched people. So
yeah.
what helps me is knowing that his mission was complete. Like, whatever he was supposed to do here, he did it. That's all. He did it. He did it. And so they kind of took me out of the I don't want to say the why me stage, but whether I'm looking at the news or reading something or just listening to somebody, and I just feel like the why me, the worldly why me, which is different from mine, because you know they look at it like, of course, you're questioning the fairness and your self doubt and just wondering if they did something wrong to deserve what happened to them. And then I got to a point where it's just like, that's not my why me. It's like, really, Lord, but why me? Because I know it's a reason, albeit unclear. but there's a reason in my suffering and what happened. I just don't know. So I think because I know that I just know that there's a bigger picture that actually it helps me. It helps me. Like this situation will be used for good. Like I don't know how but it will be. So I don't know what that means. But
Yeah.
that's what actually has been helping me. That's what helps me. So
Yeah.
that's all.
I know,
That's it.
we've definitely had talked about the spirit and, how I always feel like our loved ones aren't up somewhere. I think they're definitely around us. Giving
Hmm.
signals and signs and, different things, letting us know that they're still thinking of us, they're still with us. All
Hmm.
different things. And so when you say that, like the little phone calls or the text messages and, you know,
Hmm.
like that, yeah, that
Yeah, it
just
would be random, and it could be these people. And this is how I know it's him because these times that I ain't talk to nobody. Don't nobody know I'm laying in that bed crying right now. Like you know what I mean? Like nobody knows that. I didn't. Nobody can sense it. I didn't post something on social media where people are like, oh, she having a bad day. Like none of that happened. But I will really, literally be having a bad moment,
yeah,
and I'll be like, damn, you know what I mean? I'll be just consumed in like what, and then I would just get the text from that little boy like, hey mom, I hope all is well, love you or whatever. And I'd be like, all right, Jay. You know what I mean? Like little things like that. And that's just one of the many examples that it's just, on my brain right now. But it's been a lot. I get a lot of those. I get a lot of those.
have you
The little nuggets from him.
I know that we talked about this before, but have you had dreams about him yet? I think you said you
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, not as much as I want. Um,
Of course.
not as much as I want. I think the last one I had, and I was just talking about this the other week, and you got to be careful about who you share it with. And I'm not going to say what I'm about to say. I'm not going to say that they don't want to hear it or they're going to downplay it. That's not what I'm doing. I just don't think that everybody's not going to appreciate it. Just that.
Yeah.
And the last dream I had with him, I was sitting here in my apartment, and Melanie walked in the door, and he walked in behind her, and I'm like, Melanie, there go Jay. And she walked in my room, went to my dress. I don't know what she was doing. And I'm like, do you see him? And she just still looking at me like, girl, that dream. So I was sitting on the bed. I always sit on this one part of my bed. I was sitting on the bed and he bent down and he gave me a hug. But I could feel him. And I could feel his back. Hey, I still get shaky and cry when it was so real. I could feel him. Like I could feel him. I can't even describe it. Like it was just like, what the hell? So when I woke up. I didn't even wake up like disappointed, man. I woke up like happy as like I got a hug. Like I got a real hug. Like I felt his back. And then that dude just walked out like, see you. I'm like, you know what, you Bama. But I got a hug. But like I got a hug. And I can man, whew,
But that wasn't a
yeah.
dream. That wasn't a dream.
I know it. I know. I know. I know. I know. It was awesome. It was awesome. Like I was like, oh my god, it was so awesome. And
I'm
still, she's still looking at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, I told her, I said, and I remember it so vividly because it was just, I look, like I said, I've seen him periodically, not like I want to. He's never talked to me. He's never talked to me. He's talked to Denver. He's never talked to me. But yeah, like this, all the other dreams, he'll be in passing, and I'm trying to get his attention, and he just kind of looked like I'm good and keep walking. This time, this dude hugged me, and I felt him. I felt his back. Like I was like, oh my, and then I woke up.
yeah. Yeah, you was probably
So
so
yeah.
excited and so happy. Oh my gosh. How could you
Oh my
keep that
god.
to yourself? That's kind of hard to keep to yourself.
I didn't. I think I kind of. I don't know who I told. I probably told the
I think
first person who told me that day.
I remember you saying something to me about it.
Woo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you saying it a while ago.
I got a hug. Like I was like, oh my God. Like I'll never ever forget that. Not like I said, no there's some dreams I just be like, you might forget the details and the nuance about no,
Yep.
no baby. I know I felt his back. I felt him.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's all. I still smile about it.
I
Like
love it.
that's all.
I
Yeah,
absolutely love it. I love that. That is
that's all. Yeah,
um
it was great.
so um I guess this question is, what do you wish people knew about you beyond what they assume from your story? Like, what do you wish people knew about Keisha?
Um, um,
Take your time.
I know. I'm trying to get the words. I just, what do I wish they would know? Okay, that that there's beauty in my sorrow. Um,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It even goes back to that first question. Even though I mask a lot, like I'm not normal. I'm not back to normal, but I don't say that for pity
Yeah.
and for you to feel sorry for me. Because I think that it's beauty in everything that has happened and that's going on. I've had I've learned lessons with this. I'm still learning, and this whole experience has made me different. It's made me different, and it has uncovered a lot, like a whole lot that you just don't realize. But from taking things for granted, like of course we subconsciously take things for granted because it's we're on autopilot, like we're used to it. We get adapted to that until something changes.
Yeah.
Of course, that's why you get your perception shift, like because something has changed and drastically and just traumatically. So it's uncovered a lot. It just makes me appreciate what truly matters and just evaluate, your purpose here on earth and to just force you just to like confront things that you don't want to confront. Um, and again, yeah, I've just found lessons with all of that I'm still uncovering. And it's been a roller coaster. Like it has been a roller coaster. And what you can know about me is that even in all of that, like I'm different, but I'm still one of God's favorites. Like even in my situation, honey, I'm still one of his favorites. Like, and I can explain that, but I am still one of his favorites.
Yeah.
And you can look at the different things from anything, from even how the situation happened. Like, I could give you so many examples. Give you so many examples
Give
from
me two.
the night of
Give me two.
until two. I'm trying to keep this concise without giving too much. Okay, one that's always fresh on my mind. It's just uh when the situation happened. Um, anybody that knows the story personally knows that, I took Jay Sean there the day before.
Correct. Yeah.
And again, it's still unclear on why it didn't happen that night. It's so unclear. But that was God protecting me because I'm already mom and going through enough. I feel like that situation was just destined to happen. It was already written. That's what it was going to be. However, it didn't happen on my watch. It didn't happen on but that was to protect me. I'm sorry it happened with the young man that it happened to because I'm still talking to him too, and he's dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still talking to him. It's like I'm uplifting. I'm mom, but I'm helping him. I'm trying to just be an aid in his and all of that. So you get where I'm going,
He probably has
and
a
I can talk about that later.
he probably has a lot of
But
and all that kind of stuff too.
yes, he does, and it's still situations being presented to him,
Yeah.
and it doesn't help. But youngest will be youngest, so we could talk about that later. I don't mind sharing that because, like I said, I try to be an inspiration, just help him. But anyway, that's one example. And then, as dumb as this young man was, it is as egregious as the situation was. It couldn't have got any more clear. Like you were so dumb. Yet we needed all of this just proved that all the little things that I was worried about. As much as I was mad at him for even taking me through a trial, that trial uncovered so much for me because it uncovered that you were definitely the monster here, and my kid was not. He was not. It
Yeah.
also helped me with because I was mad at Jay Sean. So at the beginning, I'm hurt and I'm grieved. I'm hurt. I'm mad at him and I'm trying to grieve at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of that. If it wasn't for the trial, I wouldn't have what I have now. I wouldn't know what I know. So what I do know is, as much as I yelled at him, I saw everything. I saw all the communications. Like, and one of the biggest things with like everything that I worried about, it I got an answer for, if that makes sense. Like, I don't even know if I shared this with you previously, but one of my biggest things was, did he lay there and suffer?
Yeah.
I would think about that and it would eat me up. It would consume me. I would just, like, I couldn't do nothing to save him, but could somebody have? You know what I mean? Like, did he lay there? Did he lay there and suffer? It was so on my mind. It bothered me so much. I got two confirmations. One, you got just, I don't know if you want to call it the worldly confirmations or just what it is. Like when the medical examiner testified, hey, look, he transitioned fast. So that kind of cleared up one thing for me. Well, if not that, that was enough right there. But then even on top of that, even talking to a girlfriend who had spoke with the medium and she came back to me, she didn't know that was my concern.
Right.
And after that, she told me he wanted me to let you know that he transitioned fast. Huh? I got two different situations with the same answer.
Yeah.
So again, that still was letting me know, like, 'cause nobody know how heavy that weighed on me. That weighed on me, like, because I didn't see what happened. I can only go off what I thought happened, and then even watching the video after that, like, I don't know, like, it just cleared up a lot. So I was so mad at that young man for taking me through that. But it's things that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't went through that. One
Absolutely.
of them being One of them being how beautiful my kid was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just through the world and how he had nothing. Yeah,
Rayshawn
I
had
might
this
have got off
aura,
that.
he had this aura about him that was just so like
Mm-hmm.
light and so chill that you it's hard to even believe that somebody would actually do something like that to him. Like,
And that's what actually would bother me the most because, and that's another thing that I kind of want people to know, like, don't think that it can't happen to you because it's no way in this world I ever thought that I would be the mother of a kid who was murdered.
yeah.
Especially for someone who he he wasn't about that. Like he didn't live that lifestyle. It's one thing if your kids selling drugs and you know what I mean, like all of that. None of that. If they live that lifestyle, the fact that he wasn't, I don't know. It kind of makes it not really. It does make it bittersweet. And just for even the people I didn't know, um, the state's attorneys, the people there, they coming to me like, we went through your son's whole phone. You had a good kid. He wasn't into nothing. Like they got his whole whatever. So then telling me that at the time, I'm like, this making it better, or is it making like what? How am I supposed to feel? Like I'm supposed to feel good, but is that going to make me angry on the backside? Like, okay, so he got all of this and he got this. He did. He was this person and he got this. So yeah, that's all. It's just yeah,
And
that's
I think
it.
about how people say that, oh, this person passed away too soon, or this person passed away, way too early. Is that something that
hmm
you still feel, or do you feel like you say, he accomplished what he needed to accomplish in the time that he was here?
Um, I feel like it's I feel like I can't go with one side or the other, which kind of sounds crazy to me too. But because when sometimes I would get jealous, and occasionally I do, but I know how to pretty much handle that. I don't know what that means. That means just don't log on social media. Like sometimes it does make me a little envious. Like, look at you. You know, graduate from college. You got a job. Like you're doing really well. His friends, just his peers. And I see what they're doing. It's just like, damn, my kid didn't even get a chance to do that. He was robbed of all of that. So yes, I say that frequent. Like I say that a lot. Um, and then depending on my mood, sometimes I'm still proud of them. But if I don't want to see it, then I know how to handle. I feel like I'm learning how to handle that. But then the other side of me, because I've had all of this evidence that he wasn't he was too good for the earth. Like I've received all of the evidence here that no, this his mission was accomplished. Like he did what he was supposed to do here. It was accomplished.
Yeah.
So I have like both sides to that, and I think part of it is just me, because I'm mom and it's my baby. So of course you want him here. You want him to be able to experience the things that he spoke of and that his friends are. But then you look at the other side because his friends aren't looking at it like that either. They're like, Yeah, you know how they do. My brother should be here. We should be doing this together. And I felt like that with them too. Like he should be able to experience everything y'all are experiencing, especially when he wasn't doing anything wrong, and his life was taken by the hands of somebody like intentionally. I think that's what it is. Everybody don't like you. I get that part, but you really hated him enough to actually remove him, like you, like on purpose. Like you did this intentionally. Like so that's what it just. I don't know. It's just a whole bunch. But I know that I had been given enough evidence and enough situations to know that my baby did what he was supposed to do here. And that's just enough. That's all that needs to be said. He did what he's supposed to do. His mission was accomplished in a short 19, you might say 20 years. He was turning 20 in a month or less. So yeah, like yeah, that's all. His mission was complete.
But it's
It
definitely
was. It is.
the human side, like the worldly side, like you said, that you think about. Yeah, he didn't have enough time, but as the spiritual side, you're like, yes, he actually did. You know, complete his mission that he was like.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
you know, it takes sometimes some people a long time to kind of figure that out because they're still
Mhm.
to the pain and because there's
Mhm.
truly no time. You know, I always say grief is linear or healing is linear.
Mhm.
One of those things that one day you may feel good and the next day you may feel the grief or next day you may feel the sorrow and the anxiety and the madness, but then there are days where you feel good about life and moving.
Mhm.
So it's just, you know, it's good to come up with that type of to understand it in that way. Like, and then the fact that
Mhm.
you take your time to say, okay, this is not something that I want to see right now. And you know when
Mhm. Right.
that's a good thing because a lot of people will definitely sit with that and not even realize that they're sitting with it. But you know how to
Mhm.
the word compartmentalize is one of my favorite words now. But you know
Mhm.
lies with a lot of that. So that is absolutely amazing. It is just so amazing to hear you talk. Um, is there so with that being said, those were my questions, but is there anything else that you
Mhm.
share? Um, or anything? Or are you good? Because you did an
I
amazing.
think so. I think that we covered everything. Um, yeah,
Okay.
I think we covered everything.
Okay.
If you
Well,
don't have any more questions, but yeah, I think we covered everything.
well, you know me. I first want to say thank you for trusting this
You're
space,
welcome.
sharing what you felt comfortable with sharing. This conversation wasn't meant to explain you or define you or anything like that. It's simply meant to
Mhm.
or experience exactly as it is.
Mhm.
What you live through doesn't need to make sense to anyone at all, of course. Um, your truth stands on its own, is what I always say, and I just appreciate you for, um, you know, being here and being seen and going beyond the panel, beyond the story, and beyond what people
Mhm.
ask you to carry.
Mhm.
I appreciate
Mhm.
more than you know.
You're welcome. You're welcome.